Ladies and gentlemen, please give a resounding welcome to Dr. Ajani Magdalene Onwuabuchi.
Thank you very much. That is the social Magdalene. This is Magdalene WMU of New Estate Baptist Church, and she is not bigger than what you are seeing. I want to sincerely apologize for coming late. I had programmed into my itinerary for today that I will start speaking at 10. I was actually supposed to be on a flight at 7 a.m. to Lagos, so I had requested that I would speak online. But a couple of things happened, and I've had to move my trip by 1 day just to be sure that I'm here. I want to thank Sholape because she has done a very good job to the topic I'm going to give. So all I'm going to be doing is just putting icing on top of what she did, because she has taken us through the practical issues of mental health. I was listening to her as I was driving down, and I don't think I would have done as good as she did. So please, let's give her a round of applause. Can I have my presentation? Okay, go on, please. So the topic I was asked to speak on is woman, physical and mental health. And I'll just treat it under the outline that you're seeing. Next slide, please. So who is a woman? Don't let us take it for granted in these days that you hear LGDB, whatever. So I have to clearly define who a woman is. So a woman is a female by sex that is born, and she goes through various stages of life as a girl, a lady, then she marries, becomes a wife, and then a mother. So just by this definition, we know that she has a lot on her hands. Shola took you through those practical sections, and she made examples of herself and in different aspects of her life. So this woman first has to cater for herself, and then her husband, the children, extended family, and this woman may just be a working mother like me and you. And so we have our responsibilities in addition to the ones at home in our workplace. When you come to the public health space, most people define women's health with relation to children. So it's either you are giving birth, you're raising children, and so eventually a woman's health is generally linked to the children, the family, and of course the health of the society at large. Media, please just be following me. I don't need to be saying change slide or whatever. Therefore, when we look among policymakers, they clearly define women's health and emphasize it and link it to maternal and child health. Family planning, overpopulation is targeted at the woman because you are the factory that makes the baby. They don't realize that it's more than that. Good as that sounds, a woman is actually beyond childbearing and child rearing. Her health is affected by plain nutrition. What does she have to feed on? Her life is affected by the stress of everyday life, workload. If I tell you I'm not stressed, I am lying. I am lying. I went to bed at 2 a.m. I woke up at 6:30, and I said to myself, you are overstretching it. So when Sholape called and said, you are coming to speak, I said, Shola, that's not possible. I'm on the express, and it will be disastrous for me to do that. Just that good, somebody scratched my car. These are all stress issues. And these are things we have to deal with as women. So our life is not about bearing children and rearing them. A lot of things around us affect who eventually a woman is. So I'm going to define health. I've defined woman, And I've taken you through what a woman seems to be exposed to on a very daily basis. So now let's look at the health. What is health? Health is defined as the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. It's not just that you are not sick, there is no disease, you are not in the hospital, it means you are healthy. For one to say that he or she is healthy, you are healthy, you are at your best physically, in terms of your body physique, mentally, in terms of your thought processing, and then socially, how you integrate with the people around you. This is WHO definition, and this definition was made in 1948. But in 1986, that definition still remains relevant, even up to this day. But what did they do? They said that in 1986, health can be looked as a positive concept that emphasizes social and personal resources as well as physical capabilities. So you need to be stable socially, you need to have personal resources and physical ability. So you can be a happy, jolly going fellow. You can also have the money to do a lot of things. But if you are not able to stand and walk, if you are not able to talk, how does your smiley face, your resources transform to a healthy life? For you to talk about being healthy, you need to do what you need to do at any time you want to do it without any form of hindrance. Then we'll be saying that you are healthy. Health can also be defined as the ability of the body to accept the threats and infirmities that are thrown at it. So, I've just told you what I went through last night and today. But I'm standing here talking to you because within me, I have mechanisms that are built in to handle everything that I need to handle and to stay alive. So, when people talk about health, most times they just talk about the physical and mental health, just like the topic that you gave me to share today. But your spiritual, your emotional, your financial health definitely contributes to your overall health. A woman who can take insults as a pinch on the back cannot be affected emotionally by what people call insults. You know, most times when I hear, "Do you know who I am?" the first thing I do is I look at you. You have an emotional problem. Who are you? But it's a common slang we hear every day when we go out. Somebody just upsets you. You want to show them who you are. Who are you? You are just a stack of body that in a second the Lord says, "Shut up." That's all you crush to the ground. But the people who come up that way have things that are eating them up within that is covered by clothes. Shalape told us packaging. It's just a reflection of the fact that you are not healthy. And so, if I don't have money, I don't even know how my children are going to have the next meal. How healthy am I? Because I sit down here because by faith I should be seen to be a Christian mother who must be in this meeting, right? I know when I leave here, I may have a bowl of rice today because it's WMU conference. So I could take that home and share with my kids and hope that at least they have something to hold belly. But the truth about it is that I'm sitting here and I'm mentally processing, how can I make it better? So if I'm financially healthy, that is not going to be a problem for me to think about. But you are just going to see how all this integrates to affect your well-being. Okay? So if we are spiritually, emotionally, financially healthy, what happens? It reduces the amount of stress that is put on our physical well-being. And then, of course, we are able to move around as healthy people. Who is a healthy woman? A healthy woman, therefore, is that woman who is physically, mentally, socially, financially, and emotionally well. She's that woman that can afford to buy and eat fresh food regularly, not the one that we keep for 3 days in the freezer. She's the one that looks at regular body exercise as a priority because she knows she needs to keep her physical being healthy. She's the one that enjoys a calm spirit. Shall I say you have to be calm? So being a Jim Christian, the only way I can see that you have God in you is that you remain calm in the midst of the storm. Because you know the God that you serve. And you know that he says he will not bring anything that is beyond your strength. And in all that you go through, he will make a way of escape. So if I know this God who says this, why will I be fretting that there's no food for my children to eat? So spiritually, she has to be a calm person. Because it's in that your calmness, you are able to appreciate the goodness of God and see a clearer view of what you want to do. She's that woman that functions satisfactorily in her place of work because she's calm in her spirit, she's emotionally stable, she can afford what it takes to keep her physically healthy, and of course she's going to be productive, and then she'll have purposeful results. We can say that a healthy woman is that woman who is able to strike a very good balance between the 6 components of health. Does this woman really exist? Does this woman really exist? Maybe. Is Sister Ajoko here? Are you online, ma? Okay, I know she's an evangelist. She may be in the village. Because I'm sure if we all look at Sister Ajoko, we will say she has everything, isn't it? And so we expect that she's a healthy woman. But if she talks to you, you may understand that that achievement may be a big task. Dr. Ajani may not have financial stress. She may not even have physical issues. I've done my 1-hour walk this morning because I know it's important that I keep healthy. Except I'm looking for, there's obesity in my family. And I'm sure in the last 1 year, you people have seen that I'm grow fatter than I used to be. And so that is preparation to hypertension. So if I don't take care of it, there's going to be a problem. So I said there may just be that one woman who is able to strike an excellent balance in the 6 components of health. However, they tend most times in reality to be a disparity in striking that balance. And that is why we're having this conversation. That we probably will not be able to strike that balance all of the time. And so, we're having this conversation for you to watch out when you are going out of the balance to realize that, this is not it. I'm not a healthy woman anymore. I need to do something. That's why we're having this conversation. So, what are the probable causes of ill health? What are the things that will make us realize that we are not healthy? It could be physical. And these physical aspects, some are not under our control. A female child in the womb can get affected by an infection that affects the mother. So, she may be born with some defects. It could go, I'm an ophthalmologist, so if you hear me talking more about eye, it's because of who I am. So she could be born with some degree of blindness, with cataract, with glaucoma. These are hereditary diseases. She could even be born with physical deformity. She could be born without one arm or leg. I'm sure you have seen a couple of people online. The famous motivational speaker, this Russian man, does not have leg, does not have hand. So if you are born like that, is there anything you can do about it? It's not under your control. So these are the same challenges that a woman can face. She could also inherit sickle cell disease from her parents. She could end up being an albino because there is albino gene in the family. So she grows up with these challenges. The man she's going to marry, the albino you can see, Abi, because she's fair. The sickle cell you may not see. The scar in the eye, the cataract, the glaucoma, you may not see. If it's one eye that is affected, it's when both eyes are affected, you know that you are setting out to marry a blind woman. So it was your choice, right? So, having these negative things as a woman, we can all imagine what that could play out in her social life, can't we? Can we relate with it? Okay. So her social health is already being affected from physical causes of things that she had no control over. Then, as she's growing up, out of carelessness, not taking exercise serious, not watching what she's eating, because I have the money, I can set the table before me and eat every junk I'm not meant to eat. I am not conscious about the type of food that is good for me and the one that will cause trouble. I end up having diabetes. The sign of good living in Africa, it's not just Nigeria, I've discovered. To know that your husband is looking after is that you have to be an orobo like me. But if you fold your hand, that's the size of the heart that is pumping blood around your big mass. So what happens? If you cannot go beyond this, the heart fails, hypertension comes, and all the complications of hypertension. These are things that we can control. Okay? Diabetes with all its complications, from eye to kidney to amputation, comes in just by our eating the wrong food. So please, if there is nothing that you take away from this room today, just remember that from your choice of your food and your activities, you can put yourself into an unhealthy state. Hypertension, diabetes, obesity. And when you are obese, all the folds, there's no space for air to ventilate, rashes, body odor. What happens? Your husband gets repelled, and he goes out to look for the psychedelic girl, and you begin to complain. It's happening in the church, so don't deceive yourself. Don't deceive yourself. Don't say because my husband is a pastor, he's a deacon, it is only me he's liking. He will like you if you are presentable. If your body odor puts him away, he will just be nice to you and he will go and sort out himself. So this talk is important for us to pick things that we probably are careless about. Okay? After all, I don't marry him. Why do I still have to be looking skimpy pepe? You have to look skimpy pepe first for yourself. Because the truth about it is that if you are elegant, can't you see how I'm gesticulating? You will want to show off yourself. I will want to wear knick and go anywhere and not be afraid. Okay? I will want to wear a slim fitting dress. If you notice these days, I'm always wearing boo-boo. Because I have to hide all my contours of fats till I get back to size 12. I'm hitting 16. I know it's not right. So I have to consciously do something. But what do we say? What can I do? All this stress, all this work. If I now come and put exercise and start monitoring the food I want to eat, then I want to kill myself. But at times, those are the things that will keep you healthy. We are telling you that those practices will lead to ill health. Mental stress. Sholape took a lot. In short, when I was listening to her, I said she's making my job very, very easy. So she took her life, which is the typical life of every woman. You wake up in the morning, you struggle to get quiet time to pray. Then you are running to kitchen. If you are rearing children, to make sure their breakfast is ready, pack their lunch bag, Oga must eat. After you see them off, if you have a driver or your husband is taking. But if not, you are the one going to drop them in school. Then you now come back to attend to yourself. Then you get to the office, your guy say you are 10 minutes late. What is happening? Stress. You cannot talk back to your guy because your family business is your business. Okay? So you are walking like this on edge. Then you sit down to try to walk. She said she's getting reports. A child has been raped somewhere because that's her work. She's in physical, public health. Then she sits down as a woman, begin to imagine, this can happen to my daughter. Nobody is talking to you. It's playing where? In your brain. When you hear mental health, you say, now when person don't wear tear cloth, they work out for road. All of us have mental stress or the other. I just told you what I went through. You probably all went through one or the other to be here this morning, right? Then you get to the work. As a Christian woman, you are trying to be virtuous. You are putting everything. Then they wake up. When promotion comes, you know you have done the best. But because you have not played ball with your guy, they pick another girl who has been playing ball in the office, promotes her and puts her above you. Come. Even Jesus self will complain. You may not speak out, but it is eating you up in the brain. It is affecting how you relate. You get home. Frustration. See, how many civil servants are here? Promotion just came out. So some of you were promoted, some were not promoted. Okay? And you have waited for almost 1 whole year for release of these results. And you were hoping you will move to the next stage. It doesn't happen. The result is in the social media. You get home, or guys say, I saw that it's like they've released out your results. Are you going to say, yeah, I've released it, but I didn't pass? Will you be that calm? Please, let us talk to ourselves now. It's a women's conference. It's not lecture. Will you be that calm? Me, I'll probably say, can you imagine? After all that I did, I put in my best, and they say I did not pass. It happened to me. It was the 3rd exam. I moved from deputy director to director. 3rd exam. And in civil service, if you don't pass that 3rd exam, by the rule, they should ask you to retire. Do you understand? I know they don't apply that, but it's there. So you can imagine the pressure that this woman is under. Then she gets home. Daddy has reached home since 5 o'clock. If you're a medical person, you only know your resumption time. You don't know the closing time. Because emergency happens, you will stay back in the hospital. Then your child says, Mommy. No, you even ask, have you done your homework? No, I haven't. What's the first thing you will do? You probably look at your husband and eye him. No, is it not true? Because you are at home. You cannot cook, Abi, no problem, I'll come and cook the food. Why did you not ask the child, have you done homework? Or even just ask that child, bring your homework, come and sit down and do it. For the fact that you are sitting down, that child will do the homework. And the one he does not understand, Daddy, I don't understand this. But what do? They sit down. You come back with your frustration from the office. Then your children bring up their issues. Then Daddy says, what are we eating this night? He's not saying, I have made food. So it's for you to now, you are doing homework, You are probably tidying the house where the children have messed up because daddy is in the house, isn't it? You are running to kitchen to make food. Then you realize that your house help has damaged something. These are the things we go through. Those are the causes of mental health problems. No, go back, please. Those are the causes of mental health issues. So, she talked about exhaustion. In all this, by the time you get to your bed, it is probably 3 a.m. or if it is early, 12 midnight, right? You are tired. Then this man crawling to your body. What is the problem? And he expects you to perform. He expects you to perform. And when you say, oh God, beg, I'm tired. Every day you are tired. Every day you are tired. They may probably call a family meeting for you. Because nobody understands what you're going through. Nobody understands that you are just a human being who can be as tired as he is. Because he doesn't even do 20% of what you do. But he doesn't expect that you should be tired. What now happens? From exhaustion, you move to the fact that this man and the children are my problem. So you could choose to talk so that he knows he's putting you through stress. You could choose to be quiet, and so the thing keeps eating you up, and you withdraw. You withdraw. That withdrawal may be, if you like, talk from today to tomorrow. I'm not going to answer you. No word. I am number one in doing that. When I'm stressed, there's nothing you are going to say that I will respond to you. Is it not you I'm talking to? When I even say I'm nice, because as you are screaming, I'm probably strolling away. Because as far as I'm concerned, you are the cause of my problem. These children that I've delivered, they are stress to me. Right? Because if you are not there, these children are not there. If it's only me, I may not even need to do this kind of work that I'm doing. And so I'll be able to manage my level of stress. Then we begin to go into different degrees of depression. Depression have different degrees. And every one of us, if you look closely, you will know that you are not healthy mentally. A lot of Nigerians cannot be mentally healthy with all that goes on around us.